Thanks everyone for joining, and let's get on with this month's office hours. If my keyboard would work. Why did that not work? There you go, that's better. Thanks everyone for joining. Let's get on with this month's office hours. A quick recap of the agenda and what this is all about. So we're going to do an overview of office hours, look back at what's recently been added and what's currently being worked on by the development team, what's coming up next, have a look at some forgotten features, and end with a Q&A. So office hours exists to try and bring our community closer to the developers and help you guys understand why we make the decisions we make. Hopefully these are reasonably short, 10 to 20 minute webinars hosted by Alex, Dawn and myself. And like I said before, it's hopefully going to improve communication and the development decisions that are made. Hope it improves the awareness of the features that we have in the product, and also to get some valuable feedback from you guys at the end. But this isn't a platform for us to discuss feature requests. That should be done on garagehive.co.uk/ideas, which is working really well. This month, I'm not going to pull anything from the ideas like we would usually do once a month, because we've got the blend coming up in September. We've got some things in the board that we're working on, and in amongst the upgrades that we're doing as well. So we're just going to buy ourselves a little bit of time here and not pull something through. Doesn't mean we're ignoring you guys. It's just there's no point in saying we're going to do something and then it not happening because of other priorities. So as a reminder, 28th September at Birmingham, in Birmingham, Eastside Rooms like last year. And for those of you that don't know what the blend is, it's an opportunity to network with like-minded business owners, and it's a business event, not a technical event. So the content and focus is more around business and management than it is technical training. It's a great opportunity to do networking, talk to industry experts, meet with some of your suppliers that help sponsor the event. And if you haven't already bought your tickets for the event, please go to theblend.events and get those ordered. So we can get on to the actual reason everyone's here now, the recently added. So we did do the refinement to our Pay by Garage link feature, where we made it more prominent and obvious that customers can actually see their invoices from the Pay by Garage link visual that pops up. So it says show document PDF now in brackets, and it's bold and blue as a hyperlink. So it should alleviate that confusion. It was grey before, people didn't notice it was there. Branch specific reminders. So this isn't like booking confirmations for a long time. We've been able to send per branch because the location is on the document header. If you create a job sheet, it's location based. But now for you multi-branch businesses, you can actually put a location filter on the reminder itself. So, hey, your MOT is due, book in at the such and such branch, or however you want to use it. But that's added in the customer notification card. There's a location filter field. That we work that out based off the location of the vehicle card, which we get from the service ledger entries. So every time a vehicle has a document posted against it, we'll update this with its last known location, if that makes sense. It's the thought process is that a vehicle would normally get done at one branch, so its location code would sit with that. If you're multi-branch and you're not using these features and you want to, you do need to turn it on. So under service management setup, at the bottom of the page there, I've got a little arrow. So in the service management setup, there is a field called assign vehicle location code. When you turn that on, it will first run through and assign all of the vehicles, and then going forward, it will update when needed. We added Autodata technical specification button under from most documents, but in this case, I've shown you a job sheet. Under lookup, there is technical specification over on the right-hand side there. And what that opens is this page on Autodata, so you can then very quickly get to things like the tightening torques for the wheels, the brake disc and drum dimensions, etc. So it's just a quicker access for that for both service advisors and technicians. The email for multi-branch, Alex did mention it in last month's webinar, but we had some areas to refine with it, which did delay its rollout. It is not rolled out yet, but it should be rolled out by the end of this week. It is done. It's just going through some final testing. So again, anyone who's multi-branch that's specifically interested in this, reach out to me and I'll make sure that we talk to you when we deploy it, but it's going out in the next couple of days. And the tyre replenishment stock, the same thing with that. There was some more refinement needed with that, but that is now done, and that will be going out again with the other update, so in the next day or two. In progress and testing at the moment, we've got the line item restrictions that was mentioned in last month's webinar as a ticket from Leo, who wanted to limit service advisors selling certain items out at cost price or below. That will now be done in conjunction with the line checker to try and keep things standardized, and there will be an option for each individual garage to decide whether the restriction should stop the job sheet posting or just warn the user that they are breaching policy. We need that function in there because, of course, there are certain circumstances where you would want to sell items out at cost or less. And obviously, if you prevent the job from posting, then someone in the business will need permission to post them and it will cause a bottleneck. So you'll need to make a decision. When we release that feature, obviously, I will explain it. But that is in progress. And we're making some changes to V16 markup to allow a fixed value and a percentage to be added to costs. So an example of where that could be used is tyres. You might want to add £5 and 20%. So that will be coming soon too. Forgotten feature we can talk about. One of my favourites, actually. I can't believe I keep forgetting about it as well. Did you know that there is a confirmation worksheet hiding underneath the parts section on job sheets? And in VIEs now too, because you can order parts from VIEs. So confirmation worksheet opens a page which lists all of the items off your job. So if you've got a job with multiple labels and items on, the confirmation worksheet is a much more efficient way of making sure you've ordered the parts instead of scrolling up and down the items list. It's a specific page just for ordering parts. If you get used to using it or just open it a couple of times, you'll realize how good a feature it is. It sounds weird because you're like, well, the items are just there. But once you've used this feature, I remember I used to use it every time, even if there's only one or two parts, because it's just very concise. So thank you for your time, and I'll open this to a Q&A session.